Oh. Hi guys, welcome to Think Fit Thinking podcast. Today I have one of our lovely coaches, Hannah, with us. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm super excited to deep dive into your story. I know it, but I think it'll be very inspirational and motivating for other people to hear it and just see how far you have come with your health and fitness journey. I think you probably can agree that some people just walk in and think that you were born this way, or all of us coaches were built the way we were because of just genetics or woke up like that. But we all have our own story, and we work really hard to achieve health and fitness. So talk to us, Hannah. Who is she and who was she before her health transformation?
I actually feel like my health transformation was kind of rediscovering who I was. I got a little bit lost in my teenage years of, emotional relationships and dealing with them and eating to deal with things, and health and fitness got put to the side when I started to kind of develop as a person. So, I hit 18 and I had all this freedom, and I was able to, go and have Maccas and Sundays and McFlurries whenever I wanted. And health wasn't a priority. And so I looked to food and stuff like that to fill that void. And then I started going to the gym and really taking it a bit more seriously to rediscover that I actually liked eating healthy foods. Like, I was always brought up on wholesome foods and stuff like that. And I started neglecting that when I had this freedom, and all of the important things started to get subsided because I didn't value them as much. And so going to the gym, learning about food and diet and stuff just reignited how much I loved having a healthy lifestyle as a child. So I think the gym is very much a part of my well-being and just in my nature now. I really enjoyed sports when I was younger. I did netball, I did dancing, I did karate, I did t-ball, I did softball, I did swimming. I was always open to trying things and, going out there and putting myself out there with sport, and then just having that identity crisis when I was a little bit younger and rediscovering that was actually what I enjoyed was really helpful for me. So that was a lot, but
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And it does, I can resonate with your story as well, having that heavy lifestyle as a kid of constantly being sport, being active. And then once you get to your own choices where your parents aren't there to influence them as much, that kind of freedom, you flirt with it a little bit. But talk to me about what was the turning point for you? When did you go, no, I've got to start getting back on track with this healthy relationship? And
probably when, I don't know, it just starts to creep up on you. And the day that I kind of made the decision was when I had I'd taken a lot of progress photos, but they were never going the right way. So I'd be like, yep, I'm going to start on Monday, and I'd take my photo, and then, I'd fall off track or whatever it was, or I wouldn't actually commit. I'd get super, super motivated on a Saturday when my girlfriends invited me out and the shorts didn't look nice or whatever it was, take my progress photo, and I'd get to Monday, be like, oh, it doesn't really matter. And then I got to a point where I found out how heavy I was because Mum had the scale out for some reason, and she was like, well, yeah, do you want to jump on? I'm seeing what I am. And I saw, and I looked down, and I did not like the number, and it really scared me. And so it was then that I decided, I'm like, no, I need to do something. And so I can remember the day, and I remember being on Instagram, and I was looking, and I literally looked up #abs, and I was looking at
very inspirational.
Yeah, it was ridiculous now thinking about it, but it was kind of there are people out there that can do this. Why can't I? And so when I saw the number and I had it written down, because I downloaded an app that accounted for it all and it kept it all in a documented way, it was really in my face, and I was like, holy crap, those digits really hurt my feelings. I don't like that. So it was when I discovered where I was that I found out where I wanted to be, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing. What do you think was, so that was your turning point? Saw the scales, didn't like them. You've obviously made some changes. What do you think over your time of making that transition into becoming that healthy person again, what do you think your biggest obstacle was?
Myself. 100%. I am very good at I used to be good, at being self-destructive. So I used to get in my own way a lot. So Like when I first started, it was a all or nothing approach, and it was like, no, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to exercise for 2 hours every day. And like, I wasn't fit either, so that was just not realistic at all. It was like I'd get breathless walking from my room to the backyard to play with my dog for 2 seconds, and just kind of calling myself out on the BS and becoming educated, knowing why I was in my own way really helped as well. Like there's a lot of, and like Josh and I were talking about this morning, there's a lot of inner work that I needed to do, because it wasn't necessarily the outside that was the problem. It was how I felt about the outside. And then, you know, I did a lot of education where I would go and read a lot of things, and unfortunately there's so much out there
So
that
much.
isn't helpful, and it's more harmful than anything else. And so I had to continuously keep educating myself to learn what was BS and what wasn't, and then sitting back and calling myself on my own bullshit. Basically, it was like, are you actually too tired to work out, or are you just letting that mentality give you an excuse to get out of exercising? And then once I kind of started getting a bit more with that, that was probably when I was able to take steps forward and looking at myself as, no, you're not failing, and you're not restarting. Because, you know, when you first start off, it's really hard to be a bit consistent, because you go from nothing to 110%. Of course there's going to be some backlash, like you will be bloody tired, you will feel fatigued, like that's just normal. And so knowing that I'm starting from experience instead of starting from scratch was really helpful too. But being in your own way, I feel a lot of people are. And it's not even little things. It's not like, oh, I didn't work out hard enough. Like that's not being in your own way. That's just, okay, where can I improve? Like that's an improvement point. It's stop standing in your own way with, you know, why am I going out and buying all of this junk food to then sit there and feel guilty because I ate it? It was in the house. There are so many ways I could have prevented that obstacle. And I think taking the path of least resistance was easy. So before going home to sit on the lounge, I'd just go straight to the gym from work, or I would have my gym clothes on, so I couldn't really be like, oh, I don't feel like getting ready. It's like, no, you're already there, bro. Let's go.
Let's do it. No, yeah. I love that. And that's basically your habit stacking. So over time, you've just educated yourself, done a lot of inner work where you're self-talk. You're doing things like, I've heard people sleep in their active wear, so they wake up and they've got no excuses. It's already on, they're going to go. And so from you, it sounds like you've done a lot of building from the foundations. You've started there and you've worked your way up to just become habits. And I think a lot of people, and obviously you're a coach with us here, we see that time and time again, that people think if they fall off track, they've lost all progress. But I think a key thing you've said there is you're working from experience. You're not working from nothing. You've had some taste of it. It's just about getting back on quicker than you normally would.
Yeah, 100%. I like saying to the guys all the time, you're always one decision away from being back on track or stepping in the other direction. Like, you know, or not looking at it as a fail approach. Like sometimes, you know, you might get a B, but you still pass. Like it's not all or nothing. And I think that's probably another really big thing, because I used to always say I'm 0 or 100. And that was because it was told to me from when I was little. It was either I was running a tornado around the house, or I was like asleep in the backyard. And mum's like, Han, you're always this way or this way. But you don't have to be. You can be 0 and 100, or you can just be happy with being in the middle. Like you don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to be all the things all the time.
Love that. And obviously our values really resonate, that we preach that always something is better than all or nothing, because you cannot live life at 100% of the time. It's just not the way it is. Stuff happens, life happens. We're in the middle of a lockdown at the moment. And you just never know. And again, just constantly doing something is always going to be better than nothing. And I love that message you're popping across there. What is some advice you would give to your old self?
So much. Probably no, you don't have to do it by yourself.
Ooh, love that.
And like I did say before, there is so much information out there, and like I was young and I was impressionable. Like I'm still young, but I was super impressionable. Like imagine like 17-year-old me and someone's telling me that, you know, if I don't eat for, you know, the first 7 hours of the day, I'm going to lose weight faster. I would take that on straight away and be like, this is the way, this is it. Like that's all. But, I had to end up reaching out to other people because I took it too far. And so I thought that I had to do it all on my own. And it was a big emotional toll, but it wasn't just on me, it was on my family as well, because they could see me deteriorating when I started getting really, really, I thought it was discipline, but it was unhealthy the way I was taking my attitude and behavior. And reaching out for help and getting other, not necessarily other people's opinions, but hearing from other people, learning from other people, and people that had education behind them. So actual education, not looking up on Instagram, you know,
Hashtag abs.
hashtag abs, hashtag 7 ways to lose fat in 7 seconds, like silly little things like that that I thought were my quick fix, my quick pill that was going to make everything better. And just getting proper information, getting not even like, I'm not saying not science, but getting people that have gone through things, learning from other people's experiences instead of having to do the hard yards myself. And like, it's something my mum used to say to me all the time is, let me make the mistakes for you, just listen to me when I'm talking to you. So instead of being like, no mum, I'm going to do whatever I want because I know what's best, she'd be like, no, it doesn't work. Like, let me tell you it doesn't work, and you can try it for yourself if you need. So I think getting people around you that are either on the same journey or have more knowledge is always helpful. Like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And your 5 closest people will always influence your life. So, you know, I surround myself with you and Josh, my partner, is so work driven and all of that kind of stuff that's made me level up. So making sure that you use the support networks around you to help you get where you want to go is probably my advice.
Love that, every bit about it. And again, just our values align so much, and that's why I'm so excited to have this chat with you. I mean, we had a little staff meeting the other day and it went for 3 hours more than it should have, because we just were going crazy, just bouncing off each other. And I think that's so important to leverage the people around you. And I think it's so important what you say there in terms of don't just take the information given to you, look into it, research it, find out for yourself. But if someone's done it, follow that. You know, I think a lot of people are just happy to sign up to the next program, don't really know much about people. But even in business, Josh and I, we find people that do business the way we'd like to do it and we follow them. And then once we've got enough out of them, we need to play with the bigger people and go to another room, because you just constantly need more out of life. And I love that. So thank you for that insight. That was awesome. So obviously you're a coach here, so I'd come from a different angle. What is Think Fit to you?
Think Fit to me is, do you mean like the gym itself, or just
you could take it however you want to answer it?
Think Fit to me is probably the way I wish I started. I wish I had the knowledge to know that there is more to health than exercise and food. Like, I know that they are massive, massive parts of it, but there is so much more to health in general and fitness in general. Like, there are so many different types of fitness, and like, I thought that there was one way of fitness and there was one way of eating and there's one way of this and one way of that. And there's not just this direct path that if you fall off it, you're going to never achieve what you want. It's like sometimes there are dirt roads that you can take and you still end up at beautiful destinations. Like look at Lookouts, like right there. But I think having Think Fit, and like I'm constantly learning when I'm with you guys. And I'm learning from members, or I'm learning from the other coaches. I'm learning about community and like just being wholesome. And it's just a holistic approach to health and fitness that I would not have even considered. And that's really closed-minded of me unless I was here. Like, you guys know how I am with my food and everything like that. Like, I'm so strict and disciplined with that kind of stuff. But there are other ways that people can achieve the same goals that I'm looking for by following your approaches. And I think I got very close-minded, not necessarily with coaching, but with the way that I thought we could go. Like, not we, me. I thought that there was only one way to train in the gym, or there was only one way to lose weight. When, you know, I'm not a yogi person, but like, if you like yoga, freaking get yoga going. Like, that is so great towards your mental health, your physical health, your mobility, and all of that kind of stuff. And then, like, Josh and Elise, you guys have put me through courses that have opened up my mind even more. And it's helped my own training, it's helped my personal clients' training. And I wouldn't have even looked to go into those courses unless you guys were like, no, like, this is a really functional way of moving your body and moving forward. So I think it's just been changing my perspective on health and fitness, and it's made me really question, well, why did I think that? And it was like, well, because I still need to continue to get educated. I still need to level up and look what's out there, because there is so much out there to learn and to progress and move forward. And you guys just highlighted to become more, to be a better person, be a better friend, be a better coach, be better within your values, your habits, and your lifestyle. There is always a way that you can become better, and I think Fit made that really stand out.
I love that. Love it. Left me speechless. No, and that's amazing. And obviously, you're a key player in the part of the community. We love having you here. We were thankful enough to even know you when we were back in the park with Bussie's Bodies, and we then did a whole loop and met you back at the end, and just having you on board the team has just been fantastic. And you know, I love watching your transformation, both personally and professionally. It's just been amazing, and the fact that you're so hungry for more out of life just fuels us up, and you know, that rubs off onto our members as well, and they probably can also you know, comment for that as well. So thank you for your time. I appreciate that, and I hope everyone at home watching this has got some amazing value out of it. And I guess one more thing, if someone is sitting on the fence about Think Fit, if you didn't know anything about it, well, you know about us, but what would you say to someone who, you know, obviously haven't had exercise in a long time? Think about old Hannah. What would you have said to her if she's sitting on the fence about joining a community like Think Fit?
I think it's, if you want to start making moves, you have to make the first one. So if you want to start something, we are the best place to start. Like, we are going to give you so much more than you think that you need. So the first step is to just come and try, and then the next will just flow on.
Love that. Just do it.
Just do it.
Let me fix that.
Not just do it. Allow yourself the opportunity to try.
Love that.
Yeah.
And that's, I really, actually, that's because a lot of people, when we do ask that question, they're like, just do it. Like, and we're like, no, but it's really hard. We're talking to people that probably haven't stepped in gym or haven't done a sport since school. And they're like, no, you just have to do it. You have to get out of your way. Like you said before, get out of your head and just do it. But I like the way you frame that, because sometimes for someone who's anxious and super worried, and they are in themselves at this time because they haven't got the skills and resources to get out of their own head. I think that's a really good way of framing that. So fantastic. All right, like I said, me and Hannah can talk probably for the next 3 business days, but I'll hold it there. I feel like we just scratched the surface there with Hannah's story, but hopefully it gives you an insight as to how coaches are just human themselves. We go through the motions. We do the hard work inside and out to ensure that we live and breathe what we preach, and we provide that onto our members. So thank you for your time, Hannah.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.
See you.